Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on a flip out that you may have recently seen in the Purple Peacock Journal. And it was made out of the Provenance Stamperia pack and Laurette Chandlers large tag pocket was on the right. And then I had a flip out system over to the left. And I'm going to try to do that, reconstruct that today. So here's the sneaky peek. We have another one of those big window pockets from macaroni, or I think the other ones I showed you was from spaghetti. Yeah, that was from spaghetti. So here was the one that was actually from macaroni. Yeah, there we go. And then I had this little piece that's a little weird coil from some kind of paper pad I bought way back when, or one of those packs you can get all kinds of goodies in. Here's another one of those sunflower stamps. A die cut hello. This was seen through the window, and then there's like one of those stickers from the Dollar Tree up there, and then that glitter paper, and that goes right back down in here, and then you're able to see your message again. All right, I think that's all we're going to see today because I'm running out. I only have a couple more things to show you in this book. Oh, it's going fast, isn't it? Okay. My two new Stamperia pads that I got recently was Alchemy and Around the World. This is a little 8x8. Of course, this is 12x12. And I picked through it and I found certain things that I wanted to use. I still may have a few things with the numbers in here, so I'm setting that to the side. What I'm planning on doing is something for a steampunk journal. So I got one of those coming up. These were from the backdrops, the Tim Holtz backdrops pads where it's got those long cards in it. That was from that. And then these are all from the Alchemy, which I need to do a little fussy cutting on these two guys. But they're also back here on several other things. Like here's a, and they look steampunk to me. So I'm not that bunch of a pro on steampunk. But I know it does have to do with gears and metal items and mechanical equipment, hot air balloons. And these just had like a back on them from whatever the paper was on the back side. And then there's a big key. I love the key. Of course, you know that. And then here's the paper that we're going to use. This is actually going to be the inside because I can't get much out of that. So it's this pretty blue. I really like this blue with all that text on it. So that is what's going to go and become our large tag pocket. Then Around the World. In here are a couple of the papers. Then I'm going to make the flip out part of it to the left. And it's got some really pretty things. And I know, part of the steampunk genre is going around the world and traveling and all these pieces of equipment that you might have. Like there was one in here. See, there's little pieces with sayings on it. This one was really pretty, but I'm not going to use that for this. I might use that for traveling. And then you've got all these kind of a journal card situation. One of the world. And then this another journal card. It's got quite a bit of cards in here. Now this one. This is one we're going to pull out because we're going to use it. Of course, the back side doesn't have much on it, but that's okay. But look, the colors. The colors match so well. I couldn't believe it. That's a little dark on the back side, but this side, primo. Primo. All right, we're not doing anything with the ship, but that's really pretty with the whale and all on it. That'd be good for another traveling journal. More ephemera and postcards. Yet the postcards don't really have anything on the back side of them, so I'm not really sure about them. We have another world. And then we have this one, which is the other one I'm going to use. And it's just got explore, world travel, and it's got some of the tones that will probably be in the steampunk journal. Then the other was cut aparts. And I don't know if there's anything in there that I would even use. I may come back and get some of the journal cards maybe, and that was it. So let's see what we can do. Try and remember how this worked with the large tag pocket. I know we cut it off at a certain point. Let's see. Let me see if I can see my numbers on the side of the Goo-Gaw here. I think they were usually like 9 or 10 high. And then you actually, no, they have to be like 8.5. If it's going to go in my journal, it's going to have to be 8.5. Let me get my cutter over here. Okay, I got my cutter. And yeah, I usually always do, 8.5 tall. It's usually a 9-inch cover. I usually do the same size. Okay, this is our bottom, so we need to put this over on 8.5 because that's as high as I feel like I want it to be in this journal. We're going to cut that off. We may use that. I don't know. Then we have some scoring to do, which will be... I need to leave one little tip of it over here that's going to attach to the flip out. So I'm guessing I'll just go over here and score it at 1/2 inch. That's probably all I need to do to connect it to the other pieces. So there we go. Then you're going to take it and you're going to score the bottom. Sorry. I don't know which side you can see better. Score the bottom at another 1/2 inch. Now, to tell you the truth, could have left it a little taller, but that's okay. We've already committed. Yeah, you might want to commit me. So then we're going to fold it over and get our little bit of a score line started there. There we go. And then we're going to come down and score that where it's going to be in half. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. I need to do another score on the opposite side. Boy, I'm confusing today, aren't I? Okay. So, what the situation is, I don't even know if I need to score it. I might be able to just fold it. What the situation is, 1/2 inch scores on both sides and the bottom. This is 12 inches wide, so each one of those is going to take away a whole inch. So, and then our bottom, after we get this folded, one of these is going in. It's going to be folded in like that. And that's how it's going to connect to the next piece. So go ahead and fold that. Then take it over and go right where that 1/2 inch score is, where it's going to connect to the flip out. Now you can make these any size you want. I'm going to try to find her video and link it in the description box for you so you can see how she did hers. I mean, I saw her do these a couple years ago, at least a 1.5 years ago, something along those lines. And I fell in love with them. I love them. And I've tried to do one in all kinds of different ways, shapes, and forms. Okay. Now, what you want to do here on your bottom, and you want to bend all your folds there so you know where they're at. But we're going to cut out that corner. We're going at an angle in and an angle out. If you can see that right there. And then we're going to take and leave... I think it's easier to cut this one off. So actually we're going to actually cut that off, because you have to cut one of these bottoms off. You don't want both of them. So go over to your score line, which is right there, and then do another little point. There we go. I don't know, I might keep that for something. And then we're going to go in here at this corner and do a little angle cut there. So just remember, both corners, angle cuts in and out. Then on the side that's going to connect to the flip out, you want to leave the bottom piece. Cut the other one away. Going to do our scores, and then we're going to glue it down. Oop. Nope, we're not going to glue it down. We got to do our top. Look, it's been a while since I did these, guys. Okay, now hers had some kind of a fancy, kind of a scalloped edge top on hers. So for this one, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it more of a tag cut. So I have this great big cutout on my tag here, and I don't think I want it that big, though. I think I want it that big. Yeah, I don't want a huge one, because you are going to fold this down where you cut that. And then over here, I need to do the same thing. Now, I know I'm going to cut off part of that, but you're just going to cut in and then go up with your tack cut. Oh, okay. And there we go. Now what we want to do is we're going to get our scoreboard back over here. I just put it back. I didn't realize I needed it again. Okay, and this is the... I'm thinking that this is going to be our front, because this is going to be on the right side of the page. The flip out's going to be on the left. Okay, so that, since this is the front, you can choose whichever one you want it to be. You're going to line that up, and you're going to score the front piece only. Not the back, just the front. Because that's going to actually flip down. I'm going to put that in easy reach. Okay, so yeah. That's why you want to have a two-sided paper, so you can see the inside as well. So there we go. Now, our piece is all done. We just have to cut that straight across and get that tip off of it. We do want to have a good strengthener on this edge here. So we're going to go in here with a little bit of glue and some washi tape, because this is going to be the part that goes into your signature. It's going to be flipped quite often, probably. So you want to get in here and give it a little bit more strength. And washi is always usually the thing that will do it. It's going to be in the crease. Nobody's really going to see it. So we're going to do it just like that. Come down that crease. Then the other part of this is going to be on the outside. I mean inside, sorry. So you won't see it there as well. Alright, plus this color will work its way into the steampunk color scheme. Okay. Let's cut that a little bit off. And now we're ready to glue. So we're going to glue our bottom up. I like that trim on it. I wish that was still on here. And, whoops. Then we're going to glue the side. Yeah, it's been quite an age since I made these little guys. I'm sorry I've been stuttering through this. I hope it's been easy to follow. Okay. And push this down. Start folding, and then you push that down. There we go. Now you're going to burnish it. And you try to make sure your tops, or your sides, and at least your bottom is straight with each other. There we go. And I figured the frou-frou wouldn't work for this. That's why I didn't do one of those scalloped edge tops. That's why I went with what I did here. Alright, the next step. Okay, when you're measuring this, this is about 5.5, which is perfect. That's usually what you want to have as a side of a page in your journal. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So that's usually what you want to have. So this one here, I really liked the Paris, the Eiffel Tower. So I wanted to kind of go right up where it says Paris Exposition. I want to fold it right there. And I'm going to cover that part just so I can see how close to that as I can get. And I think it's about right there. So we're going to go ahead and score it right here. Yep, just perfect. Because this part here needs to be less than your 5.5. So it can fold easily. It's at 5. Perfect. Another perfect. So this part is going to actually go around and it's going to glue to this and become a tuck. I don't know if this is the way I did the original Nilda. I don't believe it is. But this is the way I'm going to do it today. So we're going to cut a thumb punch right there in the middle. I don't know what that Emmy plan thing is, so I'm okay getting rid of part of that. But, oh, well, that is not cutting very well, but it should. This is a thick paper. It is not wanting to cut that. Let's see what else we can tuck in there. Let's see. How about this? Give it a little bit more oomph behind it. Sometimes you have to do that. Especially with copy paper or anything else you're trying to punch with one of these punches. There. It needed that little bit of extra to do the job. So, we are going to take this one. And I kind of liked all that, so I really didn't want to cover that up. So I'm going to this page, which is possibly a writing page. I'm not sure what that is. And I'm going to set this down to the side because I may be doing something else with that in a second. So all this needs to do is first fold it so I know where I'm at. There we go. And now do some ink, and I'm going to use the ground espresso because I want it to be a nice dark edge. And since this is really grungy and everything, you know, inking would probably be the thing to do because it really adds to the atmosphere. I want to tell everybody I appreciate you coming to spend some time today with me and see what I've given you to look at and check over and maybe try out. I love to give you ideas and inspiration, and it helps me grow too because I'm expanding my bounds, so especially with things that I'm not sure if it's going to work right. Like with this, I'm really having to try to remember how it works. You know, it'd be nice if I put it into my ideas folder. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to glue my tuck in. I'm doing the top and bottom definitely with a little bead of glue. And then we're going to actually go on the inside of the score line on the side of the tuck and give that a little extra strength to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it like this right up against the score line, and then I'm going to wrap it around and put it down. And I can probably use this to get a good score in. Mash that down. I'm fascinated with the Eiffel Tower. I love the look of that thing. It's almost like the Space Needle, but not quite. All right, make sure my edges are nice and sealed. There. Now, the next thing we want to do is to go in here with another score because we got to wrap it back around. See how that's sticking out past where I need it to be? So we're going to come back in again with another thing like that. And I'm guessing I need to go the other way. Yeah. Which way? Oh, that way, probably. I'm trying to figure out which way would be the best way to go about it, because I had to work the way I did here because of the Eiffel Tower being where it was. But one of these has got to attach to here, and we got to figure out which one we want it to be. if it was attached to there, that's going to fold in like that. And then fold back around. I think that's the better way to go. So we'll go against that. So this needs to come and get a score in here somewhere on this side. Let me turn it upside down so I know where I'm at. So come in about 4 inches. Maybe 5. No, 4.5. We're going 4.5. Cut the bicycle in half. Because I wanted to give it enough room here, see, for something to tuck in it. And be able to stick out. Alright. Now, we're going to put our pieces together. And you'll see what we got. Now, the one that I made before, this piece was a little bit longer. It was actually taller than the piece beside it because I matched it up to the length of this for this section. But of course you can see here, I did not do that. I did not do that. So we're just going to go with the flow. I never like to make the same thing twice. Never. Okay, so that actually tucks the other way, Rhoda. That way. Making it on the fly, guys. Yeah, I want that to show because I think that's pretty. All right, so this part is getting glued here or here. I think that way. Okay, so let's put glue on this. I guess it just depends on what you have image-wise, what you're wanting to work with, and how you're wanting that thing to bend. Because that's what's going to do the telling. Now, both of these are 8 inches tall, but of course you can see the one here has got a little bit of height, but that's okay. They're going to be on 2 different pages in your book unless you do it in the center of a signature. And then, again, I don't think it would hurt a thing to be the different heights. But they're both 8 inches. Yeah, they're both 8 inches tall. So we're good. They matched out just right. Go on this side and make sure what I've got going on over here. Burnish that down. There. Now, what we want to do is start making some pockets. I'm going to go ahead and burnish this just so I know I can. And I've pulled out some old vellum that I've got. Now, this is a clear vellum because I kind of want it to be a clear pocket to see what's behind it. But you're going to be able to tuck things in that pocket. And so we're going to go ahead and mark us a place right there where we're going to cut it. I need to get my cutter and chop that. I'm hoping you can see that. And then I've got plenty more vellum, so I can go back for more. But our other piece that we're going to do, we're going to glue this one up higher and glue the bottom just so we have a shorter pocket and it doesn't get dropped down in there and get lost. But the other item I wanted to use over here is one of these journal cards. Maybe this one. This had a lot of teal to it. It's got secrets on there, which, you know, and it's got a key and a lot of little metal pieces. So I thought that might be kind of into the steampunk look. We're going to trim off this little bit on each side. Let's see if that still fits. Yeah, I think it fits good. Just want to make sure it lines up with your vellum. My vellum's just a little bit taller, longer, wider. Nope, it's right on money. Right on the money. Okay, let's get to working on this. Now, I do want to cut a thumb punch in the top of here. So I'm going to line the vellum and the card up at the same time so I can punch both parts. Is that in the middle? I think so. Doesn't have to be a deep punch, just enough. Get in here with a little bit of your ink. Put a little bit on this because then it helps you see it. I like it because it disappears into the background, but then you want to see it a little bit. Alright, and this is my Bearly Arts glue. I scalped my art glitter glue bottle because I love how skinny it is and how easy it is to maneuver with it. Ooh. I rocked and rolled with that one. Okay. I'm going to put that part of the way up, like right here. Match it up to your borders, your score line on this side, and your edge on this side. And, ooh, rub it in. Now, if you needed it to be a little bit of a wider pocket, you can pinch up here and push in. But I don't think I need it to be that way. Alright. Almost kind of like that side better. I don't know. Who am I? I don't know anything about crazy stuff. I would like it to be a little shorter. Let's go ahead and score that. Alright, I like that height better. So it's not such a deep pocket. So I'm going to actually just cut that part off where I scored it. I've still got the secrets showing. I've got the hand. I've got everything I need. I'm going to keep that little piece in case I can border something with it. Okay. Do my glue. Got a couple little goodies I wanted to show you here at the end. I was going to re-show my double envelope triple pocket deal that I posted the other day, just so you can kind of see it better. All right, right there. There. Now I've got room for stuff in this side, and then I can always put something else over here. Maybe like a tuck this time, because I didn't have a tuck. Usually you do more pockets, but I like the idea of this key on here. I do think I'm going to slightly round that top corner where the things will tuck into. Yeah. Since I don't really have that many things to put in these pockets. Look how it's kind of pretty on the back. Okay. There we go. Tuck that down here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a frame because that part is going to be in the spine, you know. So I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. I think that works. And then we're going to, what else? This side could have a pocket as well. What else did I have? I had that one. I'm taking all the little goodies that would actually be a journal card. But let's see, what else? Well, we also have the strip that got cut off. So I could have that color come over here, or I could use some of this dark black script, which may be the route I'm going to take. Okay, I'm going to mark it right here. I like this great big swirl that's on here. I got a little bit of the wording, and then I do need to cut it back down a little bit more than that. So I need to cut it right here. And I don't want it that tall. Let's do something interesting. Let's cut it off on the other side of this shield thing. right on the money. Okay. And we're going to make that kind of a high belly band. Yeah. And then this is going to be a pocket down below. Let's see if I can punch this one. Oh, I could punch that one. I have no clue what was going on with the other one. No clue. Okay. So this one we're going to put down here. Riviere. Where Riviere is. I do kind of like that as well. But I think it's too matchy-matchy. Yeah, this kind of a speckled egg blue is really, really pretty. Okay, let's put this here, and I can hold a journal card or a tag. And the way I'm making it here with this uppercase one, you could have something really long in this pocket, and this is going to cover holding it from going sideways, since this is a narrower pocket. It's a nice, gloomy, nasty one out here today. Me and Mom went to the Verona. She was out there mowing. 82 years old. She's on a mower because my brother gives her assignments. Well, I think my sister gave her an assignment this time. Yeah, she's got one of those big 0 degrees mowers, though, so it goes by fast. All right, so we have that side done. Then we have our Paris. And I think I'm going to take this and put in the Paris. And we're going to go ahead and round the corners real nice. So we have no snagging. I'm going to pop that in there. Then we have this one, which, you know, I wonder if that needs to go in here. Nope. I think this piece, this extra piece that I've got over here, I might just cut it down to be a tag, and it would go back behind here. It's not really something you can write on, although we could fix this side to be writable. We're still checking into it. That I'll put to the side. We need to flip this part out. There we go. I have a little bit of glue stick in it. And we can put this, perfect, put that right there. And do I want to put a thumb notch? I'm not going to bother with a thumb notch. I think that'll mess up my symmetry. Okay. There we go. Rub my sides, get the excess glue out. Oh, and I even got a world back here, isn't that kind of cool? Kind of cool. All right, what's next? We could also use this on this side for another tuck. Or just a pocket. I think I'll go for a pocket this time. or I should say another pocket. Well, that didn't quite cut that all the way out, did it? There. Good enough. I'm kind of quiet today, I'm sorry. I guess I'm a little tired. Just a little tired. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a sorry person. I mean, I don't have any stories for you. I'm trying to remember anything off the top of my head. Oh, I do have something. Okay. So, my mom's side of the family, there is her grandmother had 3, 4 sisters. All right. One of them was Aunt Nellie. And she was married to this man that he worked in the government, sort of, but he was actually in the post office up in Washington, D.C. And he worked up there for years. And so he, what was it Mom said? She could never ask Aunt Nellie anything about this, anything when she came to visit. So it was sort of like she would, have to just listen. But supposedly Aunt Nellie was married to this guy. She was married before, and they divorced. They only had one child, a little girl, but she didn't survive. But Mom didn't even know about her. It was never said or discussed or anything while Mom was around. And then she divorced that guy, and then she became married to the one that worked in Washington, D.C. I believe I found her on one census with him the other day, but just one. I mean, I don't think they lived together. It almost seemed like. And he was actually married before, and I don't think he lived with that wife, except for one census that I found. So I don't know what the story with the guy was, why he was like never living with any of these wives or anything. I really would like to have that little kitty showing, but that might be going to the front of my book when I make the book anyhow. Alright, so I'm going to go around here and put a few of these little guys in here like that. It's just... That's kind of a neat look. I'm not crazy about this thing behind here. It's talking about alchemy, so that's something totally different. But it's so dark. Maybe I'd do better over here where this hand is at, because that hand is just throwing me off. Let's do that. Let's get rid of the hand. Oh, so back to my story. I never found Aunt Nellie, Great Aunt Nellie, on the 1930 census. And I didn't know what had happened to her. She did get divorced from the first husband in 32. But where was she? I couldn't find him on 1930 as well. You know, you get in there and you dig and you dig. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. So I found a Nellie, finally, in Riverheads, which is where she was living in 1920 with the first husband. But she had a 4-year-old. There was a Herman Fitzgerald was her married name underneath of her in the census, and she was married, but she was a housekeeper for another man, and no husband was in sight. I don't know what was going on there. I guess they were separated. I thought for sure that was her. Turns out it wasn't. That wasn't her. I worked and worked on him, found all kinds of information on him, and did this and did that. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, Mom's going to flip out when I show her this and tell her this. It wasn't even the right guy. I finally had somebody. There was one discrepancy. Because on some of his information, he had said that his mother was a Nellie Sneed. And his father was something, Nimrod, or is something totally different than the one that, would have been his dad, who was a William. So I was like, what is going on? So what happened was, it was, I had the totally wrong person. So even me, I mean, I would usually check all my things, dot my I's and all that, and cross my T's. But something was going on where I thought maybe that was her, because he wasn't in the picture, and they divorced 2 years later, and it was the same place she lived, but it still was not the right people. And what turned me over to where I thought, oh no, it isn't them, is where on Find a Grave, somebody had put in an obituary for the mother, and she listed as Herman, who lived in Waynesboro, just down the road from us, about 30 minutes off, as her son. And she was definitely a Sneed. I mean, it listed Sneed brothers and all that kind of stuff, and she had the same name as my great aunt Nellie, but that was about it. That was it. All right, I had a few of these stickers left over. These were those clear stickers, and I used, oh, what was it? It's that one that will go on anything like shiny. Oh, crap. It's gonna have to go down. Maybe I can straighten the one side up. It grabbed the, oh no. It grabbed before I could fix it. But we'll go up under there with some of this and see what we can do for it. Poor thing. See if we can re-glue it. See how bad off it is. Oh, it's not bad at all. Look at that. We fixed it. We fixed it. Looks like it's crumbling a little bit, but that's all. All right, that can still stay there. Yeah, I wanted to use these up. I've been having them hanging around. And since, traveling and postage, I thought that would go together. And I have these mushrooms. I forget where I was thinking I would put them. Maybe up here. Although it's kind of smeared. It's a pharmacist or whatever. I don't think we're going to use that one. He's too smeared. Okay, I'm going through my little Around the World one now. And I like these two sayings. That's right here. So I'm going to cut those out. And then I liked, which one was it? I'm trying to figure out if one of these is what I want. I need something for the pocket here, and these are up and down. So let me go ahead and do this one, which is another Eiffel Tower, and it has Bon Voyage. Y'all can laugh at my pronunciation because I know it's way off. Alright, and then we're going to find, I think I'm going to take this one with the globe. I don't want the one with the boat. I don't know if I want that one with the ocean. Oh, maybe that's a better one. Let's take this one, because we're going to take that and fold it in half and put it into our tag pocket area. There was something else I wanted in here. Where was it? I don't know if planes have something to do with, you know, steampunk. I do know trains and balloons though, so we're going for the train and the balloon on this page. These are probably just going to get tucked in because I may wait until I do the book, until I figure out exactly where I want to use these. Oh, that can go right there. I think that's, oh, I need my train. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to score this one in half. I done put my scoreboard away. Okay, so I scored it in half, 4 inches. And we're going to fold it, and we're going to burnish it, and we're going to tuck it in. And I'm wondering if I need to do the edges, which I probably do. So let's see if we can, oh, yeah. Cut them both at one shot. All right, so the world is going in here. And you can still see a little bit of it. It always kind of catches on that one piece at the very bottom. In all the different ones of these large tag pockets that I've done, it always has. So we're going to cut off all of our pieces here and tuck them in. Yeah, so all of that work I did on that guy, and he ends up not even being related. I thought, well, maybe that was why she never lived with him. The second husband is because he found out about the first husband or something along those lines, you know, and I don't know. He was a weird sort. Now, he had a totally different name. I mean, we always knew him as William, oh, wait a minute, what was he? He was Edward Hastings Kimball. Kimball with like B-A-L-L on the end of it. So it ends up that he was actually Edward Eckerson. 3 E's. Yeah, because his mother died when he was just born. And what happened was the father, this was in 1888, so the father, he was being shipped off to, I can't see my little train anywhere. I put it out to Oregon or something is where the guy was going to go. So he had to leave the care of the little baby with the grandparents, her parents. And then he comes back and tries to take over to get the baby back, and it's like 18 or something months later, and the little baby is used to, none of these are working. Maybe I can just stick that one in here. He's used to the grandparents at this point, and the care of the grandmother is what kept him alive, supposedly. So I don't know. They ended up leaving him with the grandparents. The courts did. It's a big court case about it. Alright, I cut that one down, and I'm going to do a rounded edge on it. Figure out where we want to put it. Maybe we'll put that down here in this one. Why not? And then we have these 2 quotes or just sayings that I'm going to put in here. I haven't been doing anything with my genealogy in forever, and I'm trying to get back into it and work on it a little bit at a time. Of course, it took over. I mean, crafting took over all of my time that I used to spend on genealogy. And I love to do my crafting, but I really need to get back into because I pay for Ancestry, and, you know, that's not cheap to pay for that thing. Ugh. So, okay. I thought I could put one of my sayings right here. And I think this green, I really like this green because it kind of brought me kind of between here and there. This one is really light colored, but I think I'll put him like maybe over here or something. I don't know. I'm still deciding. So this one can definitely go down, because I have no idea what this thing is. Unless it's supposed to be a stylized world. That was the cover. Usually I try to use something off the cover. Okay. Whoops. I've got little paper pieces all over the place. Alright, that's going to go right there. And let's see, this one can go. I don't like that spot for it. Don't like that spot for it. Do we have any spots for it? Maybe up in here? That might be the only place I can see that it would really work. Unless it would be... Oh, maybe over here. I think that's where I had wanted it. Yes. I'll pull that in to where you can see it. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I like that lighter shade of teal against the darker shade of teal. I think that works good. All right, and then we have this one piece that I thought we would just take and round the corners and stick it in that one spot. I could always find something later to decorate it with. I can also do something to where I can write on this, like cover this with some coffee dyed paper. Yeah, this one right here is the one I'm thinking of, because it doesn't have too much of anything in it, and it helps. I could also cut that down just a little bit where you can see Paris, but that's okay. It can hint. It can wink at us. All right. This is as much as I'm going to do, because you always want to leave a little bit for like a future planned item, like another journal, to be able to maneuver more with it, you know. So I need to find a piece of paper, or we'll just grab this. We'll consider this our book. So this is to bend in like this and bend back like that, right? Nope. Paris is supposed to be showing. I know that much. Okay, there we go. That's sort of like it was anyway. It's almost like a Z fold. And then I got this little extra piece that I added or left in there. So when you go to sew it in your book, let's say that this is going to be the middle of our signature, or this is the part that it's going to go in. You're going to put it in here like that, line it up, and you're going to be sewing it D, D, and D, like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And so this is going to be flipping this way. Actually, you glue this down. I forgot about that. It doesn't stick up like that. I do want to give it some. Now you can go shabby chic this up really nice. That was one of the looks that she did with hers, and I really, really loved it. So yeah, we need to, you don't want that flapping around. And the way it was on hers, it's made to where you can actually tuck something up under there a wee bit like that, if you need it to be able to be seen better. And it's just another little tuck zone. All right. Now, see if there's anything else I forgot to tell you. So yes, it's going to be sewn right there, like it's in the signature. You're able to turn it this way and that way for either side. Then when you get on this one, this is going to be down solid. You got a belly band there. You got a tuck there. You're going to fold it out and have another pocket, and another slate pocket. And there you go. That's what we made today. I don't know what to call it. A large tag pocket flip. Maybe that'll be it. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you were able to follow along. I really apologize for being so this, there, and everywhere. But I do want to show you a couple other things. Like, here are the two items. Where's the other one? There it is. These were the two little guys that I made the other day. Now, this is what that one ended up looking like, and I really like how that turned out. You got the large pocket here. It tucks in right there. The more you work that little area here, it'll come open and shut. And I really appreciate everybody's opinions on how to really do this. I think Nilda had one about doing the pencil mark that I finally figured out. And then Elke had actually told me to put the big one down first on the back side. Then come over here and line this one up so much easier. Thank you, Elke. That was brilliant. I'm telling you. I told her I needed her for my consultant. All right. I'm trying to get that to go up. There we go. And then I've got the pocket in the top. But I just wanted to mention that about how to do that. And give kudos to all those that helped me out. Now this is sort of a collaboration between Shabby Dabby Doo Dah, who was making these mask making envelopes the other day, and then Julie at Camellia Crafts, who was making some kind of a book page pocket sort of thing, where she took all these different types of book page and she collaged them down. Well, that's what I did here. This one is totally collaged with the book page. And then I inked it. I took some of the thinner paper from one of my pads and I turned it inside out. And then I collaged on this. So I had a covering for the inside already prepped and made. That's one of the little tricks I was wanting to tell you about. Plus, these envelopes are so easy. I mean, you just need to start with a square. And that was about it. And then you're like, let me see if I can find one here. But you took and you line your piece up like this. Oh, well, you don't want to bend it or fold it, because then you're going to like cut that part off. I'll show it real quick. And then you take and you fold up this way. Maybe a little further than usual, but try to line it up like that. And then you're going to come in on the sides where they're overlapped just a little bit, maybe a ½ inch or something, because you want that to be able to glue. And then you're going to do the same thing with this side, just about the same amount. And as long as they're like touching or close, you're good. And then you got your top part to fold. And it's also going to be almost all the way down, maybe an inch from the bottom. And then you unfold it again, and you cut out those little triangles. See the little triangle? But you go on the inside of the score line there to cut those out. And you do it at a slight little wedge shape. Kind of like going in like this. And not straight. And this. So, and then that's all you have to do. Once you get those cut out, you put the two sides in first. And then you're going to glue this edge and this outer edge and lay that down. Now you can cut this, you can round it, whatever you wanted to do, and you can round the top as well. But that's all she did for these envelopes. And it's like, that was Tina at Shabby Dabby Doo Dah, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could make a whole bunch of envelopes like that. And then Julie at Camellia Craft was doing this, and she had all these little wildflowers that she was putting on it. So I had this bunch of little scrap wildflowers left from this paper pad I was trying to kill. So that's what I did. This side only had the book page, but this side had a bunch of the most recent copy paper kind of weighted things. Like this was from this right here. I had a little scrap here. One of them I glued up under here, shamefully. This was some more of the thinner paper. This was from my, what was it? Those little traveler notebook inspired things. So you can see, and then this was from, I haven't showed this yet, the little film strip thing that I did for my grungy journal. So you can see, you can use all of those things. And then I stamped over it with this scroll stamp. And I have some tarnished brass spray. And I added it in a little bit of water on a brush. And I went over it. So I've got another dimension there, which I thought was kind of cool. And it sort of glows a little bit. So, you know, you can decorate stuff up. And I went around the outside edge here because somewhere in here you're supposed to be putting a return address and an address for somebody. So anyhow, I hope you really enjoyed seeing some of my ideas I gave you today. And really try some of these. Now, please, if you have to rewatch this, go ahead. But I hope I made it understandable enough for you to go by. So everybody have a great, great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.